Yamo ato yama atiefo nyina ha makwababa TV XYZ Power FM and afa Radio XYZ so and samasi omanga nemu ebi na semufo aboabo no kama asone so and yama apesima kafo yeso yede ebabedamo Kasiebo no anam stations bebre so ewo omanga nemu kopiemu ewo Fragment Manasa Water Power 94.1 ho Global FM ho Sharp FM water kwade nsuma onkran kwanta bom FM wo jase kajinyame ewo sampa nananom wa afgo so was and radio wala meleke FM wakbaza Angligi FM eso ekutemu ewo eye bole saso na Rich FM wo asimfosu high radio ewo bechem oti radio ewo dambai wempan sampa wonde FM enso etie bi ewo Pusiga saso na Bono FM wo Sunyane Sunset Radio sehwi yoso saso na Nyansapo FM ekutemu ewo Shama Gateway wo Nkwanta South Anapon FM wo Afukenya ase efenyiwasi radio eso ewo Ketekracha adehye no ebenya ensem no bi etie efe kopiemu nso ewo eyanziba mpatemalembele nso a na ese Atom Local FM wo asase tre VC Radio the TV ekutemu ewo Dunkwa ofen yenkonkrofo amanso na ese eye Apple State FM wo Virginia US ometie bi ho Desi Radio Wetili Adamfo pa ewo Paris saso Energy Live ewo UK OPD eso ewo UK nsem no omoto apeti adu akire adiama Love Silence Television eso ewo America memu enafe o my Ghana mutie ewo eye Radio SM online saso na tune no eye Power 979 enafe my xyzonline.com semnom yakurichiri nyina ediegu adu a obenya bi akenkan na fe Facebook no so hia ewo Power 979 TV XYZ na fe Radio XYZ 93.1 ne nyina na do adwenkyere abai bekenkan edi ama boy na share my na fe enuama so etimi akoye edi amaye na wadwenkyere ne ade nyina no yankenkan emfama ewia bere nsima de brem no ne edi akotene ewom no ebi enie
Board chairman Edema Kwale Baba ya sabia ne dia tuja se empempre no mbehwe sa atente ne mapa ebefa ne ntuma pa ediefra eba no panyina ka kwahia to no na yede rekopie ma ya sabia beda ye nya mani to to nanom ewansie do ayarehwe mapa ne niasia no so no ewo oti mantem akwakotodwa se hoso amanfo kwayare sabia omobra papa honsam yebekọ ni agine nyina ede amamo Ghana Revenue Authority mpanifo nei wo mo de krata atentaba monte a wo mo kire se custom officers makomakunum nei wo mo interdict wo mo anhwehwemu mapa eba betodwa sanso ana nyankopon ayaduma so na ebesu no aboso transfer pass dealers esrese o mehwe se nyoma bia omuhia beboa no madwuma etimi aya ntentem no abanhwe mfanto akwanu emfa emomo the nano pay we job boss djubedie so na opanyi kwantrefo a wono enwo da Ghana Shippers Authority ano de atodwa se wo mo ba ba jiri wo niema mu ye se de be ye ba no shipping ho nsankai wo my Ghana ma bibia betimi adeda na kwai so saso na deputy CEO Emma Jehok adwumako no eso ade tudwa se nyoma bia te se former panyia oda company na no ebeye no omonhwe na omonhwehwe mu emfa momo so na 2025 eye District Assembly Common Fund guidelines mpanifo de ho nsankaya tudwa na mso medom kitwa na so bedwafie mu abeye central fonhye mu ade afasansem wei ho saso na Forestry Commission ade atudwa na wachrem se tese galamse ye no eyade asase empempem na asai ewo oman Ghana mu ensamwe ni afoforo pina na na wiosemu faso sokroje yede emu nsam ebaba somo na yekoyanim no na yede aseda ema natural mineral water eyensukroje abedwama so adwabo bi a wudie se ye na wo ya punto bi a woto aware anase bedinto na wo yonya bi wase de somwa hoho na bebo ye pa ama ojimedie no aye krabehwe omaimo afa na ba bia ubo supermarket bia mu anase provision shop bia mu a natural mineral water ubenya bia to ne do so puo mu foni kire mu ewo XYZ fiduam hanum sei ubenya ne dodo atu anase frempanifo ewo 0596 273 0596 na when natural mineral water entwetwe enkomo ye koyanim ne be ni so e de asrabo afo ahodo maka na awie wo mobo Kasiebo yi etimi aba wakwa mu ya de Kasiebo mo ayeme akuya krantama na afi nana ajwa kwa achwa efe adaroma yende bra na Kasia no nsi wo nyina no yemfa entudwa emamom
ye hye nsam no asedia na ye kɔ eye oti mantam no emu na amane bo abetwadwa ne se adehia ewo brewani ase ewo oti mantam ne che se omho chiro papa enye asem kuma ne nyina ne se yesi ayaresabia ewo eye brewani ase no se omanfo ekɔ na omkɔgye ayarehwɛ ewo hɔ a na se bench ena yade eye nkrɔfu etoto so ansa a doctor fo na nurse fo hɔ no etimi ahwɔmo nam sa yeso mawe no enya insunsuan so bon papa ewo eye adehye no so enya asem kuma kora ewo ntam ho na ochirem se eye brewani ase health center ho no anya hwe kura no nkrotu maako beye aduonum ena se etimi ehwe wo mo na so nyoma enkoye ho ntam mo sere se empeyefo emmoden se nyoma betimi akoye ade amomo yenko amano so na yani anamsi nyawo otimantemu se Ibrahim enso entwe nkomo na ontwamfoni de koso ewo brewani ase health center no emfa entre Ibrahim so otimenka memo ha emo akwaba edie na ekoso ewo brewani ase kroduemo efa ayarehwe ne apomuden mapa eho.
Okay, anapai mamefa sida emma yana tifo no mama jipneshe TV extra ngeyi ubepimo ya nkwantasa municipality abroniasi krobia esu yipa ekita number population over 15,000 na ayaresa nsem dia ehia omu yipa na ababetodwa anansa ndua na yene ura MC Honorable Joseph Antwiawa ebo ntwa na yekoko pimu ewo ye Bunyase Health Center anasa clinic ewo ho na yekoko pimu no etunu say health center no anasa clinic no omo challenges vibra very serious they need government intervention anasa any NGO biara etinga bobo yekoko pimu no yeni next phone adopt for more HQ ko mo chiru say omuni any ward biara ewo clinic onuma so be better yare o metima admit no nti one ward bia ewo no omu share with nkwala any people all together na omu storage room bia ne mafia na senda de ne ma se senna na omu de koto sa room no oho no mda me ward wo hwia bed biara enim nti bench na omu afa no mda to inside ban se we are critical and say seriously pa in your bed entering that into bench now and I was already make my show now or my boy now or my son we are ready more into the National Health Center there to follow say or more him boy pa
uni omokasa no omuchirem se sa beje se empa enho anase nioma omonsan kan fendi dwuma no ohaw ben na ade ebromo
Yeni in charge mama perfect cafe no o chemu say how kete pa nti ekoban say obi bana so yare a do no me age nipa na so me che nipa ne say o me admit no na ye de nti wo sa time say nipa ne bana say o say the condition no high kakra no more refer na ko ye nkwanta south na also wo say do ni afi sa clinic na wo no info na afa share Sidiara no mutumi scan kakra no me see nti eban sa be see de me kase ya dia health center no people from around obiara ntina kase ye de boa na etima peja bed na eda ho no uhu mattress na egu ho a asufuru ni pa
enti ma yambusa se ye yibrawani ase facility no esi nchen a de ona yakasi ase bi obi yade mu ayeden obrewani ase a ye be refer ne se bi a yamfa no enko ho
sometimes omudo mko nkwanta St. Joseph Hospital na medical village and I be so no mutu refer mu e de koye biakoye rural government hospital na rural government hospital one of the hospitals here ewo timentema obobo mbodi pa but isa munu ketai akwakọ ese gbachibidi ukudruwa omuhia nyame bebre academy wo so mo fa ye juma en mboa ayare fo no akwakọ e bibia o nti se mo kasa yi so bi yare serious le oboni asere ni kotima before ombenya access to the main hospital wo ye nkwanta south no na in the year of 2017 honorable Dr. Joseph Kinen donate ambulance mo and do afi Nambola so say nti sebunu kasa ko ban so bi yare seriously pa abi say o ma for kada
Okada ni ade nipa no to so kwa yaresabia ho.
Mpacho.
Enti ma yanhwe se bia onipa no be kwanta south ana rarampo na ebe take no how many minutes ansa omatimi adrive adeadu honom.
For Ankwanda Bronia say Yankwanta no which means ebuchu kakra ebetuna take over 30 to 45 minutes, but from Bronia to Rawano to take about 2 hours journey. Which means idea hagini pa.
So what the amane bueno ede abrana say said dia Ghana apomden nsem tole bia den so obekwa yaresabia sim penny ho anampo akadia de behwa no ebi ni wonti no nipa bia timi femu ahwero nkwase na wotwetwem kora ebi esi e o man Ghana yenko na efe dia ekoso no yentie bi emfa etiefu yemu dia eko
Honom Kamia kwesa pomde honsem ya gentre ha ewo my Ghana mo ningina gina se na no bede dwa se krachi bia carbon wo ne pe baby ede no akwa me hwe no baby obedru bia ne se empeni ho ya sabia be se 9 ene ede ne chi so ya ningina ye nya baby amfa na nto anhwe ne nam so ema wo hwe ne nkwa ehun komodi asode a dodo no eka se baby ye dru asoman ene ho kwa se sa ne mem yetumi ehyiehye bi na sansem ye amene Kamia kwesa ntukronto kra bede da ya pomde atena ye no emu adodo no ahyase ya wo motwe empenifo abo so ne okopie mu ewoti mantam no emu a Bawani ase health center adehye ye wo ho nso eno mani abrese krodo kire se Kamia kwese so bi hu dodo no na wo ya ne nkwa ejina hwenhwe ni nyina ye se benches ene eniema hodo so ne wo se de to ansa ne atumi ahwe sanse mpa ye de ayarefo beto so ene akade ni bi ebeboa ama pomde hu nsem atumi agina naso no enya de adehye wo Bawani ase ne potemo wo mu enya bie nenu nam so ma Mercy Krache ya wo potemo honom Yera Joseph awa entry wochira ensemi hana dwempa
clinic na wo hana health center no ye ko visit ho so ehwe the situation na wo ho ye nyina mpinifo no ya hu se babi wo sele no ene niam ba komienu bi enya de ekoyi hospital be hia full renovation said the last time mo be kaya ye shia health minister no meditunani say ye be sere sen kwantasa for mehwe no ma be boa na yatumi renovate ye health facility ni sini bi
Enwachi no assistant ya wono nso ye in charge a wo hwe Bawani ase health center no eso Madam Perfect Kwaduvia eno no nso dia to dwa se eyade animanimu ya na wo mu hia mmoa ese mpanimfo ba be so omasnimo na akade ni bia beboa ma omo dwumadie atumi akonkan ne de bedom wo no de agye nkwanye sa nipa dodo no na benam sa o hawe so ahwe wonum enkwa Benjamin Adivo medical officer e wo sa hwe ho wono so ene ama ne bofo
Some of the challenges we face is one, we don't have staff accommodation. We also don't have security personnel. And sometimes because we run night service and we don't have accommodation here, it's kind of pose a threat to us because we are in town. So by the time we come here without security, we could see that it's not safe for us. And also we also need staff accommodation. Now when we are close to the facility, the 24-hour service can be a smooth one for us.
The facilities that we don't have enough wards, the facilities are not enough, so sometimes you have to mix the children and then the women in one ward, and then the other one is not functional. And so patients coming in is a challenge to us too. That is one of the challenges. We don't even have logistics. We have limited logistics. So we are also pleading on the government that they should come and they should help us, they should support us with logistics and then renovate the facility and make it, a qualified facility to be called a health center.
Unshemwa natural senya Bawani ase health center ne nkwa eni ayasabia ehia moa ewo timantam no emo eni rara government hospital wo nso ena di nkotodwa agu form de nsa ato nsa ndi adesede akode ama aban se aban no so wo masnimo Dr. Edukpo Godwin medical director wada sa ayasabia ya no woche akade wo mu hie bepa ni nti aban mekurakura wo ankrankre ene enwumeku ahodo meta wo machi se de be ya pomde famu no wo betumi ahwe ayarefo a wo mu ewo oti ene importantemo.
Rara Government Hospital is a deprived district which needs immediate aid to help us continue with the good work we are doing. Our challenge is also that most of our doctors and our health workers do not accept posting to this part of the country because of its nature. I'll be happy if the government can do something about it, whereby maybe implementing some real incentives to encourage or motivate people to come here.
Na wenu anya nkranko na pomode wonsam na kwakwaya din enti soafo ahwa pomode wonsam so na esewura minta kando no wo ho bomodia na ese twani hwe adehia ewo rawra ese otimantem no omuhia mboa panti ya hwe nkran die na ya hwe mantam ahodo no so die ne ya de aboa na sobi yadea se bebi arkitu bi kura no empia no emfa no nkona mum no ne ho betimi ato no na amapoma ichiku amanebo na yatiye
Yagusu ajiremwa ewa pomode eho ensenkaye muanche yebia ena kwalibaba ya resabia no wamode krata tente babonti ana wamo HM sempempren wo mo interdicted doctors for mienu ena afensa nurse for emienu ani nyina efa abranti ani din Eddie Charles emisa ka bo no ewa seko ni edi ni chini wo my Ghana hanum sentitu nkrampumpuni manta maya sabia miensa na yenya mpa ye de ne beto so ahwe ni ntina opanyi no eto anana no mo ewo ensia no nam so ma ya sabia yi ede sankrata e babonti sempempre no nhwe mu apegu akwam mo hwe se ne course no mbehwe no mo hu ne etuemu eye pa na kopie mu my God amra hwe bedwa fie mu am na amra hwe bedwa ni edema adehia wo mo ewo lambusi afenso no a eye board chairman edema kolebu aban ayare sabia no eye professor Titus Beyo en wo fuje pieso amra hwe bedwa mu kasa wo de atodwa se empempre da ya sabia no hwehwe egu akwam a wo mo hwe se atentene ne mapa ebefa ne ntuma pa ediefra ne titiri wose hospital no at internal committee a wo mo eye nhwehwemu ediafa sansem we ho ne kofa ba ye no nti obi epra na eni enyan se ye de be pie mu aya sabia ho no mo se empa eni ho no munti no panyin fa so ehwere eye ne nkwa ye nti no nyamfo no ne nsema wode etudwa no ebi.
The current Minister of Health had already set in motion a team to solve this situation comprehensively. And they are coming out with a document that is going to be looking at a national integrated bed management and referral coordination system. This will be backed by IT and is going to allow us at the real time to be able to tell the categories of bed that are available in a particular hospital. Whether you don't have stroke bed or ICU bed or bed for a pregnant woman or for a child, this work has been ongoing. It is unfortunate that while it was in its final weeks, this incident has happened. And the minister has asked the group to quicken up their work so that it can make a major announcement on this to bring a comprehensive change that would help us. It will rope in the ambulance service so that when the ambulance picks a patient, they don't ask the patient or their relative or a doctor in a small private hospital, can you tell us which hospital is willing to accept this patient? This is the current situation. I've had calls from a lot of colleagues here. They need a patient moved to Kolebu, and the response will be that there's no bed at Kolebu emergency. But when I call, there will be a bed. Why? So this is what this problem, solution that the minister is bringing is going to solve. And I'm pleading that Parliament will give the minister all the support needed so that this problem can be solved once and for all. Mr. Speaker, I will conclude by saying that our ambulance service, by their acts and by their function, may also need to be reviewed. Currently, they do scoop and run. What it means is, at an accident scene, they can pick you up, but they can't even set a simple IV line to give you fluid. For this patient who was being moved from hospital to hospital, if a simple normal saline was running, this patient could have survived. The minority leader mentioned his BP at the beginning. At Kolebu, when they checked the BP in the ambulance monitor, it had come down to 84/56. That is someone who is just about dying. So if they could at least set a line and run some fluid in transit, a lot of patients will survive. So the model that allowed them to only scoop and run must be changed, and their training must be upgraded so that I have paramedics that are specialized to be able to provide some basic care. But in conclusion, attitude is our biggest problem. All of this will not change if the attitude does not change. May I stand on this to appeal to my colleague health workers. Look at that next patient, that it could be you, it could be your father, it could be your mother. It doesn't have to be another doctor calling you before you create a bed and accept the patient. Because the one that can call, maybe you may be the one unconscious who will call on your behalf.
Na chasa we emrashe bejani edema adeshia womo ewo lambuzi afenso no a board chairman edema kwalebu aban ayaresabia no en wodesa enchemu we ato edwa na yejemu wo my God am rashe bejafie masa no bed syndrome ye namso ema brantie chasa misa ehwe ne kwai ehu debate bebre na atodwa ewo my God am rashe bejafie mu na debate ni kwa na wie ye no na afanu ni mienu nyina ade ko benkromu Kebeya, Yemfre, Yakolebu, Abai Ayasabian, Penny for Womodano, Nanko Mepimo, Ewa Parliament, a health committee, no woman na Omei and Symphobia, and Speaker of Parliament, and so edges Sansom way at Tumu.
We must not lose sight of the fact that this tragic chain of events was set in motion by a cowardly act. A hit-and-run driver struck down Charles Emisa and fled the scene, leaving him for dead. I therefore call upon the Ghana Police Service to deploy every resource, every investigative technique, and every intelligence capable at their disposal to track down and apprehend this individual. I call on the Health Committee to be immediately empowered to summon the chief executive officers and heads of emergency units of the 3 hospitals involved.
Speaker, when we got there, my younger brother went in and drew their attention. They just told him, send him to another place. Speaker, it took my wife to tell them that the man lying in there is an MP. Then the rush in came. So the kernel of this issue sometimes is the discrimination by these professionals. We have overly concentrated our health facilities in Accra.
The most disappointing part is that no bed could simply mean that the staff are not willing to work. A shift is about to end and someone is not willing to admit a new patient and do all the documentation. So turn the patient away. No bed could mean that the doctor is afraid to work or is tired and feels that if he touch that patient and the patient pass away, duty of care is established legally because he has touched the patient. So see no evil. May I stand on this to appeal to my colleague health workers. Look at that next patient, that it could be you, it could be your father, it could be your mother. It doesn't have to be another doctor calling you before you create a bed. Our ambulance service, by their acts and by their function, may also need to be reviewed. Currently, they do scoop and run. What it means is, at an accident scene, they can pick you up, but they can't even set a simple IV line.
I'll direct our committee on health to take all the reports that will come from the ministry, the Kolebu Hospital, or wherever, and go deeply into it. We have to take control. We need to inquire further into the matter, and we need to hold people accountable. This is one of the needless deaths we have experienced in this country. At the end of the day, I will urge the House for us to legislate on the matter. We need to pass an emergency care law. Emergency care law on this matter.
Now, Chasaway, Speaker of Parliament, on we for a year, Alban Kimford, Babin, and our Dinsen, we are to just send Yakwason and Hubenya, Sir, emergency care law, Yabedi Hujuma, Ewa, my gun, and Muhanum say.
Yantwasona Yankuanim. na yakua nim de na se Nyankopon ya adom ochina na de chie na Ghana tebie wo mu no Ghana mampanyi ba kopie mu mrahye badwafie akọboy amane dia waye den de opeso ye nyina no obekirekire mu na se eba ne sa na se Ghana fo no ye wa atwenyem dodo na no ani da kwan expect ni bebre na nam senti yenko abosi okan na menim nua be makofi abrante adwen komo se okoye ehonsam adesa dian na manfo no eka enkomo twi bia akoso no omfa emboy kofi mo akwa aba
Kọ́ntùmá mi jẹ́ ọ̀sẹ̀ náà yìí.
Yo na emprempren na ujina.
Mpre mi yẹ wọ ẹyẹ Guta president ẹyẹ Ọ̀pẹ̀yẹnì Clement Boateng mi wọ ẹyẹ náà kàṣẹ ẹ̀ náà mi ní wọ kàṣẹ.
Yo yẹn busa wọn nana yìí twẹ́ nkọ́mọ́ máa yẹ yìí wúkọ́ yẹn no ọmọ sí Guta fo Nyankopɔn yẹ àdúmọ̀ ẹ̀díyàn ẹ̀ na ọmọ ní dá kwan sẹ́ president ẹ̀dí bẹ́ẹ̀ bá abẹ́bọ̀ ọmọ ẹ̀dwuma no.
Yo Ọ̀pẹ̀yẹnì Clement mpàtsọ ẹ̀ náà wíyẹ yẹn sẹ Nyankopɔn yẹ àdúmọ̀ ọ̀kyẹ́nà yẹ yà ó ẹ̀yẹ suga ẹ̀ máa mpẹ́ni náà ní kakò pie mu ẹ̀wọ̀ ẹ̀mìrà sẹ́bẹ̀dwẹ̀ mu na ọ̀nẹ́ ẹ̀yẹ ntutu ọmọ ní egu akọ́ mu sẹ́ aban yà ẹ̀bẹ̀ bọ̀ ayẹ yà kọ́ ní ẹ̀bá ẹ̀ni yẹn jẹ́ tiri ẹ̀ni bẹ̀ bọ̀ yẹ̀ wọ́n ban no etumi akọ́ so ẹ̀nso wọ̀ hɔ mo akọ́ Guta mpẹ́ no fa na wakọ́ yẹ obi a wudi Guta anim no dẹ́n ẹ̀na mo hwẹ́ anim kwan sẹ́ ẹ̀yẹ dẹ́ si ada Ghana man pẹ́ni Excellency John Dramani Mahama bẹ̀bẹ̀ pie mu ẹ̀wọ̀ ẹ̀mìrà sẹ́bẹ̀dwẹ̀ mu ọbẹ̀ ká ẹ̀bẹ̀ ma ẹ̀yẹ Guta mpẹ́ no fọ́ yàtọ̀ osuo kan fọ́ a mo di dwuma no mo nso mo ani bẹ̀ gye.
Yo, madam say, sir, we mabapie ma adwesu na money me ever be and komoi. Senior in State of the Nation address there, a constitutional requirement of Mampenia no, Obetra Akonyaswa, Abreni Abreno, Oba, na Senior Obefa Akonyano, Senior net here, any Emra also Dino, and also why edi akwakodunu ubu wa konta edi chere oman no na ubu wa konta so no definitely oman for na ubu wa konta chere no won so no ubu no beka say won wo expectations e bia won so expect say akonta na ubu no be yeden obeka ehun asem enti yakoye adwadifu ya ye ba the economy of the nation na yidimu akoti not definitely ye be expectations ye expect say oman panyi in the State of the Nation address no be yeden or Becca Bibidia a day afaho. Ni dicta to say, or Mampenino, Ebeka Bibi afahono. The Bonebeka say the rationalization of the duty regime. You want to say, they say duty regime, or memo has to say no. What kind the levies and taxes Ubitria and Sana, Uniam SPA, reporter, you were about. Almost about 20 levies and taxes and sana oniema etimi report about abonting na akobane say na yes say as I say itimi rationalize the duty regime no emma esona ibetua no and kwen say ye betichem ma ebeye bebre na obehwe ni sika na edoso bebre enti no ye ma panyin no before na obefa akonwa no oni ehia oni ehia no ye the BOE bill of entry at the bill of entry no and na levies and taxes utue nyina e report no eso lewo na omampanyin hwe no ka say oh here edoso dodo enti se Nyankopon ya adom na me befa akonwa na mehwe nya meye e de afa ho the first state of the nation address no it is our expectation say obehwe na waka bibi afa the duty no na obonu beka say wa rationalize no e de amayen sene be ya no ebeye emre kakra amayen na yeso ye de nema no babontin a yeso no ye betete so more ama the consuming public no won so ayeden won so a benefit ni di obio ye expect say omampanyin no ebeka eho asem na eye juade ya omampanyin ehia the business community no ewo Kempiski Hotel na me hobi na omampanyin kan sem bi say ye kase stabilization stabilization no it is not equal to transformation not just say omampanyin person say economy need here and Ukraine was stabilizing no dem was stabilizing the you know e say transform and the transform so you say the way to go no industrialization by way ye be city if the juma you be see if the juma be brave na you see if the juma be brave one create employment at the youth, na number 2 so yetimi so enya amanonisika because yetimi create a lot of factories na Ghana identify here yaho den war by way of raw materials yebetimi dem manufacture enema na yebetimi Ghana as a hub and as a center yedi be produce enema bebre na ya export so ebe me yenya amanonisika no e dey be share economy nim ama economy na yeden economy ni agina enti no me expect say asem na omampanyi eka no share no juadei obechichem bebre the way na transformation no yebesi ayeden yebesi aye no afa ama adwuma etimi abuso ama ye youth no anya adwuma bebre na obi ahonso ayeden obi ahonso atono afi no nia ediwo bio eye yenyina yenim say na nsen ya nche bia na omampanyi assign the 24-hour economy no ema ababaye emra na abaye mrei na afi no ni ediwo bio no it say ya tutu niema na afi no implementation no itimi yeden itimi eye adwuma yi na eno so create jobs and also edema you because yenyina yenim say the 24-hour economy no yaka ehwasem bebre say it will create a three-shift system na a create three-shift system so ebemma ye youth no so ayeden enya adwuma bebre ayeden edi aye na nya me hye omampanya me pese oka ho asem no eye te ye energy system no they say ye be wura the 24-hour economy no say ye ma ye energy system no yetimi hwe ni ye na egina because na say no ye experience a little bit of doom so kakra e was some areas na say factories ye adwuma na say doom so no e ba eno no e be ha adwen kakra into say ye make sure say ye energy no omampanyi e be ka bibi afa ho na ye put things in right na ye nya sustain energy ye betimi e dia back that 24-hour economy na say so ye security so say security so no me expect say no so omampanyi e be ka bibi e dey afa ho because most of factories and say adwuma ya senyame ya dum na titini sisi a ebe mbake on 24-hour economy ye security ye dey back that project ni na sa project ni tina eden etimi akoso and basically no these are some of our expectations me expect to say me adom na omampanyi okọ parliament Friday a obeyeden obekasa ede afan
Kantima Stanley Guta president Opene Clement Boateng ene yetene no na stari aye ni se emre ene adaje ena musu didi djuma no ye be bomode ya se ensem a aka ensem opeso chi mu no ye be bomode ne ye na akasa ne recording na enyime no yetimi bo ama ye tefo ne ahwefo se ne be ya omo nso betime because enim se Guta ena boso kaifo ewo issue concerning VAT ene enyama afufu bi a omo hwe enim se stone na eba betoja edasi ada no Ghana man paying his excellency John Dramani Mama ebetumi ahye na wakasa eri afawo
yo abrantie beda sene amane bone adwuma pa wo ye de aboy na wasansem ya ho no ye bekọ amano so na ye ni ohu atachi ado akasa esanse seba spare parts wonsema na so no enokasa de moment no so de na spare parts foi abosi o kan spare parts dealers association so mo so omonida kwan se abano ebeye de amoma na so hwe se ode ba betudwa me pa choro atachi ado timi nka mo ha yo ma yembusa say so far ni so bi ma akwanya se bia omampanyi oba abemu ni dwumadi a wadi nyina bunkunta asese na edian na obeka
yo be da se mani nti wa hwefo no chief nyina before ye beto aba no say ye bo say I Ghana before oba policy rate no or the river from ampa 28 no dey about 15%. You know policy rate no and the benchmark ma interest rate lending rate no ma never from and inflation so oba in society ni na ba from dollar no fan 14 oba in so about 10 cedis for 1 year aboa ama ye dwuma die ndi so ye nya so mfaso e na ne ms obe kan wa so ba energy say no see so far ye tina so me fan say 95% there e okay kakebia na ye nya sa issue gitin no orina ete omumba na mma communicate ba but ni so adicate e ban sa eti ni nsem o kan ne de e fa nyema ye very important for na exchange rate policy rate inflation lending rate interest rate ni na so no tinya eden o de si ayo ya o ma na ba form na egedi phone na yamma Ghana phone so enya so paso ade papa na oye na Gambia ma Ghana phone no e ko so mo nya so pa dollar back from 14 to 10 to 1 year. So nankasa support the na dodo na jabidi jina ama o mampanyi adepa na oye no ama yetimi asike nyema so mana so Ghana fuani mo so nya efaso o mampanyi adepa ode baye ama akwese wutimi ensa bisa de fofo bia bi no semetori because omo ye man ekwa pejeri no ye dodo na ya because ba was ya you have to remember no ye ka create ni you have to observe dodo na you have platform. Germany is we try to give a thing. You can say because you have done so. Like I cannot hear my so. Ankosa, Jama as a position one very difficult. It is very difficult because of the gun. And so say that the form you better see as of but you to at least 50%. It is almost say the almost per se benchmark no report to have on them. Not don't have for media. I won't say due to the back from Pa. But it's said, what is my craft? What then you say, what is my identity in your muscle? Because you are saying, say what is the dollar back from the muscle? What is the muscle? You said you are of Japan. It's a way to be all. It's a challenge your own. It will be something, the money you are presenting there. Let us do bad here. Let me set down it here. Let us get the 95%. Because dollar from 40 to 10 cedis. Policy week. 20.
Yo, Ratachi, Yabadas Papa, na asamba kwa na mpese mbusani se mwa se adwadifo no ebono ewosa nkomtete so no mantimi ante so no dia na moni omuka ye moni omunhia ye mampo omucho oni omankasa se bia omhu ye so mobo na omonte so emaya na
say ya kapa sama ka jerifoni dia omo ma so men and the customer issues in Yanaba, one in my pocket. It's very difficult. It is the Casa by Sabine. Quite over Fasua, Ubitiyama, system, Nadama, Dana for me, and consumer play home here. Abani, it's no issue or one. And the that so say and pana. So we say we do we did a map for me. It was me correct.
Oh, nice. I can say wa bere enti ene atiko ya bo empire ne ase ya hwe brepem no ye be san ene owura tachi ado akasa no ne kasama for Emma Spare Parts Dealers Association a ewo abosu kai na ye no ekase ye njire no so na ye nka nkyere se nyankopon eya adoma Ghana ye nyiya akwanim enya independence fa hodi na ese be ye mfirihia aduosia akono ni enti ene no eya asem kase asem de edemaye enam saye so ma ese da no chese eye mensa ka dwumadie no ebe bom frete senya asem kuma ye toto so ne acha ade ene nti na ese so bra na twabi na oswanya iskesa sika no frefre bowdin modi aso befa phone no dial *274# *274# na mpacho choose eye power FM we choose power na ye power jackpot no na face wa select tratensi di circle emra wo twa dodo no na ese wo so no wo dibi ewom Kasiepa anya hwekura no ese 20,000 Ghana cedis a eye beche edin a obenya biom ntitwa mensaka twa ne kase no wetimi edikese na wo so freedom ayedi no wo so wetimi edibi adofo nyira we so ye ntwe wo sima ye ba de aka ye de ato aso amamo
na ede na ya obayi a oda formason ya funu emunumuni.
Oh Mr. Entry eya also ya reya titi bi benfie pi nanso ne yam nyono da se me chew no ahodo amato a me hunu hwe a ebe ya nwanwa
Mini ni say what ulcer tamfo hexa capsules any hexa mixture yanum bom kutia ulcer no bia mano anum anka no ho to no dadaada ulcer dro de eno ani hexa capsules any hexa mixture
akom ni nchiremu
ulcer yekura eto yefunu ene ensunumu etuma wo yefunu ekeka wa wogye wo ho a enye ulcer etumi ema wo ye cheko ebra wadidi awie so how eye ulcer de a compare hexa capsules any hexa mixture nanum bom na ho ebeto
pedudu etu a ko okanshi drug lane Kumasi Dani Herbal Takradi AA Mensa Anafre 02038228855 Apefo abatan ya wama won mofra no fo ene mofra woni mfedum ye no enka ho Haxa capsules ene ne mixture
ulcer tamfo edie age adwadie nkrato yi atom.
Every human body mass should have at least 60% water for optimal performance in any physical or mental exercise. We can help you maintain it naturally. Natural mineral water. Simply natural. For bulk purchase, call 0596 273 546 or 0596 273 547. This advert is FDA approved.
Yamu akwa babiem se wanya bratwen ye na yakwaje aboafo enkrato ediaba yenkwa adwadie ene sikadwa emu ensemwa na ewo tomatoes ho nsem ene agentre ha wo my Ghana mu ninja se Ghana de shebi ekopie mo ewo Burkina Faso no kwakofa ntos enipa bonfo ekoto share won so agi binum nkwa edi free won nsem na nanam so Ghana Cargo Tomatoes Traders Association Station Master eye Mr. Kwaku Entry wodi Just say, "Woman, you say go akwam so obesan so etu shen akọ eye Burkina Faso kwan ni so biem akọ akọfa ntos e dia ba wo mo se kwa wo mo kọ no e ade a wo mo nkwa ewu hia wo mo pa na so na adwuma we ya e na wo mo ye edididi enti aba ne sa wo mo ni hwem be ye dia fa se kwa no besan akọ na o makwa akọfa eniema ede aba efise wo mo ne hwehwe go akwamu se wo mo betu eye sa na mo ne entie Station Master Mr. Entry ne se mo di tuja
Africana ye kwaye nam kwemu ayeko na ye ne mpanimfo akuchisia na ye mudi ebe ye ebe maka asidi be tika awem na iti se de awo sisi ba won tuti mo no ya kwa na ya ma kakra ka ne kakra bi anko ebi ama ye madudu onye nchini ngosi ede je ndudu na awem to gwaza ba biku one time as a catcher who grew up ended and almost so free and almost him and bedding for from bedding for and bedding for a cock now almost pitchy ball so if you are near and shared man met the feet if you want to like it a pine thank you very papa President Becca Sananka by a chair on some Kasai and it is so and the answer is akobodom bi so mukwaso na omuke bibina se yankutia ombe tia faso akọ onzenke epidie fi omonum abayanum president no obokina lenu ensibia sa nyamba ndie enkofu odie bia na asembu bi aba ye besibia no me ye besemo na ye mama swati enu nti na nkanimfo ye fena se akwa ye ya asodi afidum afi omuso agifi agubai kwa enye you almost run myself no more can. I will pack out here with the young tree of much that they will be the Ghana buying us from young class. You need to see a better. And so man can be your own
Now, Chosaway, a station master at the Magana Cargo Tomatoes Traders Association, Mr. Kwaku entry, and Wadinchemuwe Atuja, Ewo, Jabo Asiju Medioso, Wabra Don, Etna Negomo. Nanwachu Kopiemo, Ewo, Gomabu Dumbran, and Empata Mo, Ewo Gomoa Easter, not the show Honomoso, what I know Demo Sani, I bet in some name toast Nebuaya, Deokotaba, Kopenia Yasha, and 5 city, 10 city, Wamase, and Moa, and Mawu, Piemo, and Fifia Huduma, Adriania Wodieno, Adane Boachibidi. Ya kwa animu dia na antisi yento aso yo ya to aso na yenwie kasia no ewo eye apoye mantam no emum na esane se NDC amyoko no ekekom ho se be na se eye mpeso wodo a ewo apoye mantam no ombetimi enya officer ya kama na NDC amyoko dwumadi atimi akoso wei aya nsema adwamtrani ema NDC amyoko no ewo apoye mantam eye Dr. Engineer Mark Oliver Cavel edi atudwa de sansem tudwa wo mra so mo ya mane na office foforo omo sibi edi ama adehia se no so no omo achim suedo na nsam se de kwa ne nsam ode tudwa no moma yentie bi.
I must say that with the last assessment, the 2021 assessment, it was based on 3 main methodologies. One, we used drone surveys for areas that have been affected. I mean, very large areas that have been affected. So here we're looking at Apamprama, Oda River Forest Reserve, Apawoso, and the likes. For much smaller areas, we either depended on ground surveys, which were quite laborious and time-consuming and expensive, and then
I was a party no administration very strong. It's nipa no your body capacity and sana your physical structures no so you say you picture your hands at the corner. We can make here say sweat draw constituency party office ni na party no sebe ya nkasa ya company party any a few we did 34 years menye ni say ya nkasa ya private company na ya run ya be koso ayusu dan we say a party office and me name constituency executives are we region mu nyina ni regional executives ni nyina and the party stakeholders we region mu nyina ya de ato ya ho so as a few we ya nya hwe kwan fa nya party no I was a regional office and the various constituency offices no you see na ya dija party na ene the symbolic
na anuachi anakopiemu ewo eye achim swedro so a dwamtreni ema NDC amyokonoru Daniel Amoa minta enswedi nsemsei etwaso
the core is already afanane mu a me kami ni say constituencies a wo mo wankasa wo masasi a omaye aye party office temporarily 1992 no achim swedro na edikai na the same no over decades enia sebio omomodi edikanfo no ebeye bi a eye ntabodan se na yenso the younger generation yaba yenso ye pese beboa na dumadi no eye fapem se na wo so bi achi beba no obenya de from beboa party eno nti dumadi aye di no eye se ye besi ultra modern befitting eye constituency secretariat eye 3-story the offices commercial aspects and then basically no yenya baby a party no say obi kwa ho wa hihema bia obetimi aba abeje asomdie ewo hono
na we aya anamompani samyoko no nkrabatewe apue mantemo omutu adiabo asebeye na kopia mpatem ho a se foundation be great nefe office ni ade nyina so no etimi akoso ede amomo honsam na yatiye ya Kasiebo no nsem nyina esi wa hanom se na ansa na no yemfa happy birthday enko emfa ma Constance eye Salasi we adwuma ewo Republic Bank eno Abosio Kan branch na we adwuma ene wa woda we efri eye ohokani ho ukunu ene se yemfa sa happy birthday we enko emfa ma yesro trade ampo Nyankopon se wonto ni insurance yo no emfa engu woso
na yabeda aboafo nyina senese newsroom ela opoku evergreen na fe Agnes amapoma checheku ya adubia ni mpiesie so nyina etaye chisaso na wisdom Kofi Abrantie nyina boa Kasiebo no yede ebrem saso na MCR forso ebua se director Raf na fe Owura Peter Kranten ne Emmanuel Nate nyina boa se Kasiebo no yede ebrem yebeso monso eyeme ekuya Grantama and Afi. Nana, Ajwa Kwachwa.